got a penchant for politics.
And as our Joe Carroll tells us, she's been involved for nearly a century.
It's going to be interesting.
At the residence at Quarry Hill in South Burlington, Nancy Thayer loves playing bridge.
Wonderful.
13 cards, 2 teams, and 1 goal. Beating the opponents.
There's a category called no Trump.
No Trump.
No Trump.
No Trump at all.
2 hearts.
Oh, I hadn't even thought about Trump and Trump.
But upstairs at Nancy's apartment,
Trying to keep good penmanship, yes.
defeating former President Trump is in the cards.
Okay, I got it.
Postcards, to be exact. The 99-year-old is getting help from her daughter, Emily Guziak.
1, 2, 3.
The handwritten cards are in support of U.S. Senator Sherrod Brown of Ohio, a Democrat who's running for re-election in that increasingly Republican state.
Voting issues.
Their hope is that the Democrats will retain the Senate, and if Trump wins, his power, they say, would be limited.
I'll do anything that's morally right to try to keep Trump out of office.
I'm so scared for our country. I haven't felt this way ever before.
A popular feeling in deep blue Vermont, but with the elections less than a week away, polls show half the country disagree with the women.
It's a political about-face for Nancy, who grew up in Evanston, Illinois. At the time, a conservative and wealthy suburb just outside of Chicago.
Well, at one point, I was a Republican, yes.
Nancy's dad sold stocks and bonds.
You can tell she adored her father.
But not then President Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
My father was an ardent Republican, and he didn't even want to talk about Roosevelt.
The only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
He thought Roosevelt was going to ruin the country.
Nancy first voted in 1944, and like her dad, voted against FDR. He won an unprecedented 4 elections, but died in office at the close of World War II. It was GOP all the way into the 60s for Nancy and her husband, Bruce.
We didn't like Kennedy.
No.
Kennedy was a Catholic, and many in the country thought he would be taking orders from the Pope.
Oh, yeah, that was, yes, a lot of people talked about that.
Emily was just 4.
I picked up on it.
Of course, Kennedy won. It was in the 80s when Nancy's political views moved to the Dems.
The world changed, I guess.
Access to health care should be a right.
Now Nancy is a proud Kamala Harris supporter.
Ugh,
Just not outside of her apartment.
that's ruined my hair.
At the dining room, what's not on the menu? Politics.
I don't want to lock horns with anybody that doesn't have my beliefs. Nobody wants to ruffle the waters.
Back at her apartment, Nancy hopes Harris gets a tidal wave of support.
What do you say to the people and say, well, you're 99 years old, why would you care about the future of the country?
Because I've got lots of wonderful children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren, and I want it to be a good country for them.
Reporting in South Burlington, Joe Carroll, Channel 3 News.